Yes, guys, what's going on? Adam McCullough here for Full Time Devils. We are back with Transfer Daily Live. I apologise, it's a little bit later than usual. And obviously, this news broke earlier on in the day, but we have had a busy day. I'm absolutely shattered. I've been kicking a ball around with Dennis Irwin today, which was very good. And we went to the Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 launch and unveiling of Manchester United, which was interesting too. So you'll get to see that on the channel very, very soon. But a lot of the discussion today with the people I was with was, is Harry Maguire worth £90 million? Is he? Because that's what Leicester City want. Now, my first response to that answer, usually about transfer fees. Look, well, about transfer fees on a whole, if we sign him for 90 million, generally speaking, I don't give a shit about transfer fees. It's money that is no longer in the Glazers' pocket. It's money that has been recouped for the club and spent on trying to improve the team. And it doesn't come out of my pocket. Manchester United are the most richest club in the world. We make all this money on commercial deals. And we're allowed to spend it on players. Like I said, it's not in the Glazers' pocket. So, happy days for me. But is Harry Maguire worth £90 million in comparison to other centre-halves that have been sold recently, not so recently, so on and so on. Now, I read an interesting fact earlier on today, which said when Manchester United signed Rio Ferdinand for £30 million, he was 17% or 18% of our turnover that £30 million was. The £70 million bid that we made for Harry Maguire today stands at around 14-15% of Manchester United's turnover. So in terms of how money has grown in the game, how much money Manchester United are making in the game and all that, and the inflation and stuff, it's kind of roughly around the same figure that we paid for Rio Ferdinand at that time. Do I think Harry Maguire is as good as, or will ever be as good as Rio Ferdinand? No, I don't. I think Rio Ferdinand's the greatest English defender to play the game, and I think he's the best defender I've seen at Manchester United, although Yip Yap Stam runs him very close. But is Mcguire worth that? No, is my honest answer. Mcguire is not worth that. But does he improve our team? Yes, he does. Do I want him in a Manchester United shirt? I'm not 100% sold on him, and I'll tell you why. Look, I think he's a good talent. He's played very well for Leicester City. His improvements have been great. I remember when we seen him playing for Hull against United, he was excellent. He got his move to Leicester City. He's only gone and improved. He's done well at international level as well. So we can see why his value has gone up. English players' value is always overinflated anyway. But Harry Maguire, his value has gone up as a result of his performances. It's obviously gone up way too much. The 75 million pounds that Liverpool spent on Van Dijk is now going to be used by other clubs saying, oh, okay, Van Dijk went for that much. We want this much for our player. It's a few years have passed. Surely he's worth that. Look, I think Mcguire improves our defence. I'm a little bit worried about whether, he can become that world-class centre-half that we need. But he's better than Smalling. He's better than Jones. He's better than a lot of our centre-halves. But 90 million is a lot of money. And there's probably a lot of other centre-halves out there that you could get for that. If we signed him, I don't think we'd settle on 90 million. I think we'd probably get him for around the same fee as Virgil van Dijk, which again is incredible in itself. But are there other centre-halves that are available that cost as much? Because I remember thinking, Kalidou Koulibaly, 100 million. It's not worth it. Let's look elsewhere. Let's try get Mcguire maybe, or let's try get Alderweireld. When you can get Alderweireld for 25 million, potentially, when you can get Koulibaly for his £100 million release clause or whatever it is, Harry Maguire, is he worth 90 million? I'm not too sure about that one. Do I care about the money? No, I don't. I really don't care about the money. Obviously, if we signed him, I'd be happy because it means there's an improvement in our defence. But overall, I think the price is over the top. So yeah, interesting one. Is Toby free? Something like that. He's better than what we've got, but the fee's too much, says Kumar. Mcguire and Koulibaly, a championship winning centre-back partnership, says Helix. Don't know whether he means the championship is in Division 1 or the Premier League is in the championship. Shoot Neutrality says 90 million for Koulibaly or Mcguire. It's an easy call. Get Alderweireld and Umtiti for a combined 65 million, says Delaney. If you can do that, you need to get in the business, mate. Get on the phone call to what's his name? Ed Woodward, the knobhead. It has been rejected. This offer's been rejected. The news was reported earlier on today by BBC Sport, by Simon Stone, by everybody else. And the Telegraph have taken it a little bit further on later on this afternoon, saying Man United will have to pay more than 90 million for Harry Maguire and make him the most expensive defender of all time if they are to sign for Leicester City, man, this summer. The most expensive defender of all time. Harry Maguire doesn't come to mind. Mate, if you sign for United and he improves our defence and he's solid as a rock, I'm happy. But it's a lot of money, man. And for an English defender, bro, maybe like some top Italians back in the day, but United's top offer since the end of the season remains £60 million, and the King Power Club are still adamant that while every player has a price, no offers below 90 million mark will be entertained. This is the thing now. The TV money in England means that trying to sign players of English sides is difficult because all these teams are balling. They've all got absolute dosh. And trying to get players off them is obviously proven more difficult because they think of it to themselves, how much is it going to cost to replace him? 30 million? Maybe we could find someone like Johnny Evans on the cheap like they did before, but it's going to cost a bit of money to is it worth that profit of 40 million, 50 million, potentially, you know, weakening your defence. Teams in that kind of area, if you weaken your defence completely, you're leaking goals left, right and centre, then you're going to drop down a table, and a significant drop down a table at that end isn't good for anybody. And Leicester seem to be building something in the right direction under Brendan Rodgers, so it's an interesting one. Look, if Harry Maguire signs for Manchester United, I'd be happy, but the price is very, very high. As we've seen in football, money is massive at the moment, and it's only going to continue to keep increasing as well. I'm going to read some more of your comments out. Let's check it out. I'll take Titus Bramble over Jones and Smalling, says Dale. Barca bought Coutinho for 130 and Leicester don't have to sell. That's why they're trying to scam us, says Drew. Fax could get a foreign Mcguire for half the price, says Darius. Gary Cahill, someone said, please God no. Why did we ever sell Johnny Evans, says Lopsong? And I totally agree with you, mate. We should have kept Johnny Evans. Remember that video I did saying he should be captain? Just before Rooney got the captaincy, I said that Johnny Evans should have got it. He would definitely improve our defence though, Johnny Evans. He starts for us every day of the week right now, to be totally honest with you. Anyway, guys are asking for a Bruno Fernandez update, so before I go, I'll see what the interwebs is saying about Bruno Fernandez. The scum earlier on said we've reached agreement with Bruno Fernandez over a transfer, but not sure about that one, to be totally honest with you. And let's see. And there we go. Telegraph said no new developments on Bruno Fernandez. There hasn't been a new meeting between club and representative, and he hasn't agreed personal terms either. So that is the latest. Whilst in Portugal, rather, and on Sport Witness, so thank you to those guys, Portuguese papers are saying that talks continue for the signing. Now they're saying Sporting now admit they haven't received a single offer for Manchester United or anyone else for their captain Bruno Fernandes. There's only been talks. I still haven't thought about a minimum price, but I can say that it would be the biggest sale of Sporting, looking at the 40 million of João Mario. So it's looking like it's going to cost over 40 million to get him. I did think the prices that were being quoted for him were rather high, but he has had a very good season, and like we say, the money is big in football. Remains to be seen whether we'll sign Harry Maguire or Bruno Fernandes, but we'll keep you up to date with it all here on Full Time Devils, so make sure you're keeping it locked. Also, we're heading to Australia very soon as well, so make sure you're keeping it locked on more from that. Australia, Singapore, sounds good to me. Guys, I've been Adam McCullough. This has been Transfer Daily Live. See you soon.